Hello and welcome to this video demonstrating how to use MyDigitalCoach to create training tracks, music tracks that you can listen to while doing your interval training. Okay, we're just going to go through the simple process of creating one of these tracks. First thing I need to do is select the bits of music, the music MP3s that I want to include in my playlist. Okay, so I can just go through on my list here, double click on the songs that I want to include, and you'll see that as I double click on them from the top, they appear at the bottom. And the ones at the bottom in blue, these are the tracks that are going to go onto my playlist. Okay, if I want to remove one, I just double click it from the bottom list and it disappears. If I want to repeat a song, I can, so I've got Bones in there, the first track, and then also the sixth track, and I can just go through and add whatever songs I want, like that. Okay, next thing we do then is define the actual interval session that we're going to be doing. We can either build a pyramid session where we might do, say, 30 seconds, then a minute, then 2 minutes, and 3 minutes, and down to 2, then 1 minute and 30 seconds, that kind of thing. What I'm going to show is just a standard set of intervals for all the purposes of this demonstration. So what I'm going to say is that I want the first interval to begin after 5 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to be doing 10 times 60 seconds with a 30-second recovery. Okay, and then if I'm feeling particularly energetic, I can add a second set, and I can say that on this second set, after 4 minutes, I'm going to do 6 lots of 30 seconds with 30 seconds recovery. And then if I want to, I can add a third set as well, but I won't. And then I just need to define a file name, and it kind of makes sense, I think, to call it something sensible which describes what's actually on it. Okay, so I'm going to go call it 10 times 60 underscore 6 times 30. Okay, one of the beauties of this is that you can build up a whole library of different sessions that you can easily access, copy whichever one you want onto your MP3 as you're heading out the door. That's it really. Then I just click on create my training MP3 and away it will go and do that. Now the process for something of this size, which is a 33-minute music duration, intervals of 30 minutes, just draw your attention to those two indicators down there, the music duration and the intervals duration. Always aim to have your music duration just a little bit beyond your intervals duration. Okay, that means that you've got music playing throughout the duration of your interval session. Now, like I say, it takes about 5 minutes, so for the purposes of this demonstration, I won't run it, but in true repeat style, here's one that I made earlier. Okay, and if I just right click and play, we can see what it sounds like. So that starts our first track. Now, if you remember, we defined the first interval to begin at 5 minutes. So if you keep your eye on the little timer here, and I can fast forward this up to just approaching the 5th minute. Okay, 4:56.
1.
Okay, that's the start of our first interval. If I fast forward again to just before the 6th minute, because these are 60-second intervals we're running, and that's the end of my end of my first interval. We've got 30 seconds recovery, so if I now go up to just before 6 minutes 30, that's the start of my second interval, and so on, all the way through. So whatever intervals I've defined here are the intervals that I'm going to hear through the counts and bleeps as my music's playing. That's it. Thanks very much for listening.